So as you can see, I'm back with the blackout prevention topic, as important as ever lately. It is not even funny, but what can I say? In this video, we will check out the AC200MAX and the B230 battery extension module, or expansion battery module, of course by BLUETTI. It is actually hard to believe, but the Ukraine situation is still ongoing, as it looks like. It's even getting worse. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not looking good to me. By the way, if you're interested already, then check out the product links in the description. I will list and link the best deals for you. And now, let's get right to it. This is the box. Well, that's the inner box, because this is a box in a box shipping method for ultimate safety. So as you can see, there are no damages whatsoever on this box. Okay, so that's the front side of the thing with the battery, and this is the AC200MAX. It has carrying handles on the side. One here, one on the other side, and down here we have lots of use cases for your house, for your office, for traveling, for camping, business, medical disaster, school, you name it. Very versatile product. This side is the same as the front, but now with Chinese letters. And on this last side, we have the company data right here. So let's open it up and take it out. By the way, on top we also have this. And when we open it up, we have the manual, well, this envelope right here with all the paperwork. Then we have this bag with the accessories, this cable that belongs to this massive power brick. And then on top we have foam for protecting the main unit, which is right here. So let's get it out. So the rest of the box is empty. Oh, there it is. Whew. Here we have it, but let's check out the accessories first. So these are the accessories. We have this envelope, we have this bag, and we also have this massive AC charging brick. So let's check it out. So we have this plug right here. This is a huge plug, and this is what the brick looks like on the side, on the front, the back, and this is the bottom with all the data right here. Okay, next we have this bag. Nice looking bag with the BLUETTI brand on top. Well, on the front even has this little spring-loaded bead for the string, and inside here we have all the cables wrapped up with a branded Velcro strap. Lovely. So first of all, we have the cable for the AC charging brick, for the wall socket, of course. Next up, we have this cable. This is XT90 to this multifunctional DC charging plug. Then we have this cable, again XT90 to car charger. So this is for charging over the car. And lastly, we have the solar charging cable. Here XT90 again, and here plus and minus for the solar panels. And lastly, this awesome looking envelope, and inside here we have this. First of all, this sheet with the contacts. The front has the BLUETTI branding, and inside here we have warranty and warranty part 2 right here. And right here we have the manual. This is a huge thick manual, multi-languages of course. Oh, actually these are only 2 languages. So we have German and English. So very detailed manual right here. So we have the contents 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and here we go. To recap, you will get the charging brick, the bag, all these cables, and of course the paperwork and the manual. So this is the box. It's quite compact, but quite heavy. As expected, of course. BLUETTI, that's on the front. That's the top right here. So check it out, this side right here. The back. And on this side we have more stickers. Let's go. Okay, let's open it up. And on top we have the manual and the cable. So, and also the accessories box. We'll check that out in a second. So, oops. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Funny. And the cable, connection cable. Wow, this is a really, really thick cable. Look at that. That is crazy. And then this big foam piece. Oh, nice handle. Perfect. Ugh. There it is. So here we have all the accessories and the manual. Actually, let's check it out right now. That's the plug right here. Rubber cover. This is what the cover looks like, this lid. So this is this connection cable, a really thick one. And then right here we have the manual. This is a really nice looking envelope. That's the back. So we have this quality control. Then we have this manual right here. That's the back. Okay, this is not a manual, this is for your warranty. That's what that looks like. But this is the manual right here, the back side. So page 1 and 2. Okay, this is 1 and 2. So here we go. 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, 9 and 10. And the last page right here. Perfect. So done with the unboxing. Let's get to my first impressions. So first impressions, looking dope. I love this pattern. This button is awesome. And yeah, so far so good for this unit. Yeah, and here we have it. Front side. It has this nice pattern on it. Looking really cool. 2 big handles. So that's the back side right here. So let me show you with the specs. Both sides are similar. Then on the bottom, as you can see, we have 4 huge rubber feet. And on the front, we have this. So a huge on-off button. Oh, nice. This button sounds amazing. We have the battery indicator in 5 segments. Right here we have DC output. We have USB-C up to 100 watts. We have USB-A up to 18 watts. And we have the car 12 volt DC up to 10 amps. And you need to activate. There we go. You need to activate this panel right here and deactivate it. If you're not using it, power it off because this will use a bit of energy all the time. We have the input right here for the adapter and we have the battery extension, 51.2 volts. That's the thing right here. And that's that. And here we have it. This is the main unit. All the ports are covered with rubber, well, covers. Yeah, now let's check it out in detail. On top we have 2 charging pads for wireless charging. Both of them offer 15 watts of output power. So this is the front with a massive power button and a display, of course, and all of these ports. Wow, that's a detailed display right there. We have 12 volt DC 10 amps for 12 volt car accessories. We have 12 VDC 30 amps with this plug right here, 12 volts 10 amps with these round plugs, 100 watts USB-C right here, USB-A 18 watts times 2 USB-A ports, and we also have 2 ports with 3 amps. And then for regular devices we have output 220 to 240 VAC, 2200 watts total. 1, 2, 3, 4, and down here it says pure sine wave. This is what that looks like. This is how to turn it off again. On this side, we have this air vent and of course a handle. Big fan in here. Then right here on the back, we have all the specs. We'll check that out later. And here we have the last side with the second handle. Also another air vent with another fan in here. And down here we have the input section. So the other section was the output section. This is the input section. So we have 2 of the battery extension ports. Battery extension 1, 51.2 volts and port 2. Then we have this threaded lid right here, DC input from 10 to 145 volts up to 15 amps. And the last one, this one is for the brick, for the charging brick, 58.8 volts up to 8 amps. So this means everything else, 12 volts from the car or from the solar, everything else will go in here. And that's the bottom right here with 4 big rubber pads. Perfect. So this is touch sensitive. We have the settings, data and alarm. So on the home page, we have PV car, DC load, adapter and AC load. If you want to use this, you need to turn on the DC output, for example, and also the AC output. And you can of course also turn it off again. Right here we have the charge level. Then we have the settings. We can switch between English and German. We have the AC output frequency. Oh, that's a dangerous setting right there. We can choose a DC input source, PV or others. We can also activate this automatic off feature. So as you can see, all AC outputs will be cut off if there is no AC load for more than 4 hours to save battery. The DC output will not be affected, so we can easily turn that on, and we can also deactivate the touch sound. Next, Bluetooth is disconnected, Bluetooth is on, buzzer setting, backlight brightness. We have sleep time 30 seconds up to never. And here we can set the date and the time, and we can do a factory reset. And next we have data. We can check the product informations. We can check the inverter and the charger in detail. On the homepage you will get an overview. And we can check the alarm history, no alarm so far. And again, alarms page right here. All right, that's that. And here we have the extension battery and the main unit stacked on top. Now we will of course need this cable. So down here, this will snap and lock in place. And now up here we have port 1. Locked in place and connected. Let's power on the extension battery. I think I missed something because in the data right here, oh yeah, we also have BMS maintenance, battery management system, battery pack, state of charge, battery online, battery state. Okay, I have turned it off and now let's turn it on again. We have a connection, although it's on 3 and not on 2. Okay, let me see. Let me turn it off again. All right, there we go, disconnected. So I have now plugged it into the other slot in the extension 2 port. Oh, but here we go again with the number 3. But this is still the same. Okay, then I will use the other port again. So, okay, we're back on port 1. The touch screen is of course great and all, but what's better would be the app of course. So if you just type in BLUETTI in the Play Store, you cannot go wrong. This one right here. So BLUETTI official only has this app, so as I said, you can't go wrong. So let's install this app. There it is, done with the download. Welcome message, and now let's connect over Bluetooth of course. Let's go. Give it the permissions of course, turn on location. And here we go, it has already found the main unit, so let's go. Wow, that was easy. Okay, and there we have it. Let's go through the settings. We have screen time and we can upgrade the firmware. Okay, looking good. So this is a rather simple app. Down here we can turn on the DC ports and the AC ports. We get nice animations and we can also check what's going on with the charging, and we can also power it down. Are you sure you want to power it down? Yeah, let's try that. Done. So now I need to turn it on by hand of course. It says initializing and we're back online. Let's refresh. There we go. And we are back in business. So let's go for the first test, which would be of course AC charging with the brick. When the brick is plugged in, there is this green indication LED. And right here, main unit, we have the input for the brick, and let's plug it in. That was the relay clicking. Now this indication LED has turned red. And aside from that, right here, we can see it charging around 400 watts over the adapter. And to double check, so this is what the AC charging looks like. Yeah, there we go. So yes, the extension battery was also powered down when I powered it off with the app. So we are back. The extension battery has a separate input for the adapter, but it is of course also getting charged with the main unit, as you can see right here. That's the charging animation right there. And the charge speed is mainly limited by the brick, which is rated at 411 watts. And now while the system is charging, let's go through the specs and the features. First of all, I want to point out, charging with the brick isn't that fast. It will add 0.4 kilowatt hours per hour. So to charge up this 4 kilowatt hour system, this will take 10 hours. And to charge only one unit will take 5 hours. I mean, it's not that bad, but compared to the solar input, which is actually up to 900 watts, that's better. Let me start off with the features. We already went through most of them. So first of all, we have the 12 volt outlets. We have the cigarette lighter port with 10 amps, and we also have the other one with 30 amps of output. And this one is perfect for RV, for example. We have the different USB-A and USB-C outputs. We have 2 wireless charging pads on top, and of course the interactive LCD touch screen. So basically everything that's on the front right here. This is for the main unit, by the way. Okay, and now the specs. This thing weighs a whopping 28.1 kilograms. That's around 62 lbs. So it's really heavy. 2048 watt hours or 40 amp hours. And the best thing about this is actually the battery type. These are lithium iron phosphate cells, and they are better than the lithium ion ones, especially for longevity charge cycles. So it's awesome that they basically use the best battery type for this. The battery voltage is 51.2 volts. The continuous power output is 2200 watts with a surge load of up to 4800 watts. As we saw, the frequency can also be changed to either 50 or 60 hertz, and the inverter efficiency is 90%. We also have a short circuit protection. This was for the AC output, by the way. Now DC output, we already covered that. And now the most interesting part, aside from the AC charging, would be charging with solar. And the power of input is up to 900 watts, as I said. So with this, you can charge it in 10 hours. With solar, you can charge it in under 5 hours. The MPPT voltage range is from 10 volts up to 145 volts. And after this point, we have an over voltage protection. And the current is up to 15 amps. When it gets to AC charging, actually I was thinking about maybe you can upgrade the brick, but no, it says right here, the maximum input for AC charging is actually 500 watts. Also important notice, the main unit can be automatically turned on without pressing the power button via solar power. You can't disable it. If you want to disable this feature, you need to unplug it. You need to unplug the solar power, but it cannot be activated over the adapter. And lastly, simultaneously charging and discharging is of course supported. So this thing is actually great for charging it with solar. And when you turn it off to save power during the night, for example, you don't have to worry about turning it on in the morning. It will turn itself on automatically when it's connected to a solar panel or to a few of them. And it's perfect. And as you can see, after filming this section, we are at 66% for both units. So they are keeping the balance quite perfectly. Not bad, right? Next up is performance and usability, demos, a few tests, and I will also ask my dad a few questions about the system. Back to back, let's go. So for this, we will need these 2 cables. First of all, we will need this one and insert it into the main unit, and this will give us the XT90 adapter, and with this we can plug in the solar cable and then connect it to the solar panels. This one is already connected. The cable is not very long, but if you do it the right way, you can easily connect 2, 3, up to 4 in series. You will probably need extension cords though, and in our case we have 2 in series. It's not a very sunny day today, but let's see. And of course we need to connect the 2 modules together. So there we go.
Oh, it's a touch screen.
Yeah, it's a touch screen.
12 watt photovoltaic, 11.
So here we go. Currently only, yeah, good 10 watts of solar power. Maybe we can move
out of the module area.
Yeah, that did the trick. Over 20 now. Nice garden, nice panels, nice system. But as you can see, it's very cloudy today. So we'll just leave it charging. Let's check out the Sine. And for this, let's turn on the AC. There we go. Let's use this one. No, the wrong one. Anyways. What's the load?
Next step.
Oh, okay. Okay, so we actually don't need a load to check the Sine. So check it out, here we have it. And this is actually looking really good. This is a really clean Sine. Here we have it. What do you think about the Sine without the load? It's looking really perfect, right? Yeah. 2 kilowatts and fan is powering up. This is what the fan sounds like.
No visible change at all, so the waveform is pretty fine.
Perfect. Almost 2000 watts, so that's correct. While charging it over solar, even though it's not much. Okay, perfect. And the fan immediately powered down, and that's that. Most power station systems feature NMC cells. This one features LFP cells. So what are the main differences?
The LFP cell is that one with the lower system voltage. One cell provides just 3.2 volts in comparison with about 3.7, 3.75 volts with the NMC cells. Therefore, the weight per kilowatt hour is about twice as much. That means you need about 10 kilograms per kilowatt hour, while state-of-the-art NMC cells provide just 5 kilograms for 1 kilowatt hour. So the weight is one of the main differences. On the other hand, the LFP cell is the more reliable in relation to fire hazard, because the NMC cells have the so-named thermal runaway effect. That means if they're exposed to very high temperatures, which can also happen during short-circuit situations or so, such cells may explode. And they have really a certain amount of fire hazard. That's not the case with the LFP cells. One disadvantage of the LFP cells is also that they have a very flat discharge curve, so they have most of the time 3.2 volts between, let's say, 10 and 90% state of charge, which makes it impossible to estimate the state of charge without counting the amp hours. In comparison, the NMC cells have a more steeper voltage curve, so by just measuring the voltage you can assume the state of charge pretty accurately. So that's the main difference. So again, most difference is the weight and the reliability in relation to fire hazard.
And also the longer lifespan, right?
It's told that the LFP cells should have more cycles, but technology is, I think, still too young to really know about that. For example, at the beginning of the Tesla cars, which are equipped with NMC cells, the durability was expected to be much lower, and that was then increased. So we still do not know how many cycles the NMC cells can provide, but yeah, it's told that the LFP cells should run up to 5 or 10,000 cycles, where the NMC cells are maybe below 5,000. But usually that's not a main issue, because 10,000 cycles, that's a lifetime of more than 10 years, even if you're cycling the battery once a day. So it's a very interesting question, but again, I do not think we have really reliable information concerning that.
And how do you think this system is coming up with the charge level? Do you think this system is counting the
Yeah, it's mandatory. Without counting the current flow in and out, you cannot really know the state of charge. Usually that's also the case with all the smartphones and computers we have. There it's sufficient to just measure the voltage of the cells, and you know so with sufficient accuracy the state of charge. With an LFP cell you have to run it either to 0% or 100% state of charge, and there you then see a change of the cell voltage, and then you know now the battery is full, and from that moment on you have to count the current flow. But that's state of the art, and it shouldn't be a big issue if the manufacturer knows what he's doing.
So as you saw, this is a cool looking power station with a main unit and battery expansion modules. You can hook up 2 of these to the main unit and expand up from 2 kilowatt hours all the way to 6. And again, this is the AC200 line. On this table are 4 kilowatt hours, but yeah, goes without saying, I guess. And inside here we have LFP cells. And this is rather rare and also rather amazing, because most battery systems or most power stations, they use NMC cells. They're lighter, but LFP cells are way longer lasting, but also they're quite a bit heavier. We're talking around plus 50% of additional weight. So a similar NMC system would only weigh 20 kilograms for the main unit and like 15 for the additional battery modules, and this one 30 kilograms for the main unit and around 20 kilograms for the spare units. So yeah, it's not 50%, but you get the point. It's a bit heavier, but of course it is still portable, and the lifetime or the lifespan of such a system will definitely pay off in the long term, especially if you're going to use it on a daily basis. I will list and link everything about the AC200 line in the description, as well as more information about this amazing power station. Love the design, love the functionalities, and most of all, I love the stress-free feeling that this thing gives me. If you're anxious, stressed out of possible blackouts, this thing is the perfect remedy for that. Check out the product links in the description. I will list and link the best deals for you. But before you go, smash that like button, then subscribe, ring the bell, and click all to never miss amazing TechMagnet videos. That's it for this one. Enjoy your day, and I will see you soon.